From business to artistry and everything in between, this is HMA Network TV. Welcome back to HMA Network TV. Today's guest is Jori Jenae, Makeup Department Head for many Emmy Award-winning shows such as The Practice and Boston Legal. Thank you for joining us, Jori.
Thank you for having me.
So, you actually taught a class for us a few months back, and you invited us to come to the set of Boston Legal, and I was one of the people that actually took you up on it. And I want to say thank you very much. I had a wonderful time meeting all of the hair and makeup department over there. It was a really fabulous experience.
It was nice to have you there. It's nice to see a show that's so well established and you kind of get the behind the scenes on a different outlook.
Yeah.
So yeah, we loved having you there. That was a lot of fun that day.
Oh, great. I just want to ask you a few questions. What would you say is one of the responsibilities that you would have as a department head?
Okay, well, I think one of the main responsibilities is taking the responsibility of your department. A good department head works with the producers and the ADs and the actors, and you know, you're kind of a mom. Mm-hmm. You order, you make sure that your budget is there, and you make sure that everybody in the trailer is happy, and you delegate most of your jobs to your team, and it all has to be a happy, fun environment. You've been to my trailer. Yeah. We have a great time. It's the hours are just way too long to not enjoy yourselves.
That's one of the things I noticed about being on set, that it seemed like everybody just respected each other, and it was a happy environment. That didn't seem like it was a very competitive place to be. Not
at all. We don't do, once you get to, I think first of all, everything starts at the top. Mm-hmm. So if you have well-rounded, grounded producers, that rolls all the way down to the makeup trailer. We're very fortunate because I'm just too old to have drama. So I don't allow drama, and neither does anybody else that I work with. So there's no competition.
And that's really great, because I've been on sets where that's not the case. You feel like it's all the artists on there are very territorial, and they have this idea that maybe you're going to take their job away from them. And wonderful thing about being on the set of Boston Legal, there was none of that. Everybody was so warm and receptive, and I was so impressed by, meeting all the people and how open and professional that they were.
Right. I feel that, excuse me, you can't take my job away from me unless I'm willing to give it to you. And if I'm willing to give it to you, it's because I've messed up. I've done wrong. I'm at the point where now my job is on the line. But otherwise, there shouldn't be that competition. There really shouldn't. So
that's a great attitude to have. What is some good advice that you got at the beginning of your career that has really helped you?
Okay, good advice at the beginning of my career. I think that most of the advice that I got was basically centered around, are you sure you want to get into this? You're going to, die of hours and you're going to get beat up. So I don't think I got really good advice. I think I learned from trial and error. And probably the best advice I got was, we're not saving lives, we're just making a TV show, which meant to me, that's right. You shouldn't take your job. You should take your job seriously, but you should also enjoy yourself while you're doing it. So
keep some perspective on it.
Yes, it kind of keeps it. It's just a TV show.
What would you say has been your favorite project so far?
I would have to say working with David Kelly. I was fortunate to have 5 years at Boston Legal, and before that I did 6 at The Practice. So I would probably say Boston Legal, and how fortunate just being with the same producers for the last 12 years have been really great.
I imagine it would be, because you get to build relationships, with people over a period of time. Unlike a lot of the things that I do, it's a day here and a day there.
Right. Right. That's hard to get to know somebody, but after 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, even 4 years, you get to know those personalities and you know what buttons not to push as opposed to what buttons get pushed.
Right.
So yeah, I think Boston Legal, I was so fortunate to take that ride, and you know, the actors are funny, and we just had a really good time. There wasn't, you know, I'm very sad that I won't be returning there this year because the show is over, so it's very sad.
Now, I know you must get a ton of resumes coming through. And when you're looking at putting a crew together or even just a day player, how do you decide who to hire and who not to hire based on that stack of resumes?
A lot of it is word of mouth, which, you know, comes to what you're doing, which is so important, networking. If the people that I've known for many years, if they are not available, then I ask them who they would recommend. I have one criteria, which is you better be happy. And, you know, if you're not a happy person, don't bother coming to my trailer, because we joke around, we have a good time. We're serious when it needs to be. You have to be talented. If you don't have the talent, then you're not going to make me look as good. So I don't want anybody weak. I want somebody strong and independent and reliable. And, you know, that is creative and makes me and my department look great because of their abilities.
And what would you consider to be a weakness? What would that be on your list of things?
Oh, I would say drama is number one. Competitive, because that's like somebody nipping at your ankles. I think that falls out of being insecure, though. Not necessarily that you want to go down that route, but, you know, just being a weaker person, not maybe your abilities may be good, but if I've got to spend 14 hours a day with you, we have to have a team and we have to have a rapport. And you have to have a rapport with the ADs as well. So I think it's all, you know, a huge little melting pot of a lot of good stuff that needs to happen. Now,
as far as skill level goes, what kind of weaknesses would stick out in your mind when you are bringing someone onto set for the first time that you may be like,
I think following directions. If I tell you no red lipstick, then don't put red lipstick on her. If I tell you she needs a heavy look or a natural look, just following directions. Because really, when we get to the point, I think, of working on a set, you have already established your abilities as a makeup artist because everybody else has been funneled out. So you're creative. So I think, you know, taking direction would probably be the biggest thing.
And I know you use several anti-aging skincare systems. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
I do. Okay, I am no spring chicken myself. So let's say I just received my first AARP invitation. Okay, so because of that and because of high definition, I started getting into, I would like my actors not to have a surgery look. So I'm pretty much, you know, if we can make your skin more youthful through products, then let's try them. So I went ahead and started using the La Mer Omni Luxe Light Therapy, which comes with 3 heads. You can check it out on my website. I also use an oxygen machine because I think, especially living in LA, the toxins, both of these are really good cell rejuvenators. And I use an oxygen infused product line, which is P8N8. So, you know, between all of those, I found that not that I can stop time, but I can certainly help it.
Slow it down.
Yes.
And what is your website? So in case people out there are interested in hiring you or even checking out some of the things that you do or some of the products you use.
They can visit me at JoriJenae.com.
JoriJenae.com. Great. And it seems like now everything is shooting in high def. And how would you say that the move to high def has changed the way that you work in the makeup trailer?